Hey everyone, hope you're all well, staying safe and everything. Here is another episode of Jake's Metal Chat. This is episode. I should bloody know my episodes. 19. I was going to say 20, and then I was like, 19 or 20? It's 19 because I have another one tomorrow as well. Just gonna send the link to my guest, and hopefully he sees it soon. Yeah, basically I've got a whole list of people lined up. Well, not a whole list, but a list. I got about 5 people lined up so far. I'm just trying to get some more people here lined up, and again gonna try and do some more videos in between each chat I do here. Oh, my guest has already seen it. Sweet. Right, I better get him on. So again, with the videos, CDs, vinyl tape, more Jake's Metal Chat, and I am planning on doing a radio show for this as well, and see where that goes. So I better get my better get him on. Better message him before I get him on. And there we go, just sent the message. I'll get him on now. Admit. It's gonna be a good chat. Don't see Max for today. Hello.
Hey man, how's it?
Oh, good. How are you doing? This
Not too bad.
Not too bad. Awesome. How's it up in Scotland?
Raining, obviously. How about down there?
Windy more than anything.
Typical UK weather.
Well, we did have a bit of snow at one point, but it didn't settle.
Yeah, same here. A couple of days ago, it kind of stopped, but it was quite snowy for a little while there. But yeah.
Well, there you go. There you go. Let's get some snow to cheer us up from this pandemic that started last year. Just get some snow and people play in the snow. Oh, you still got to stay inside. No, we're going to play in the snow.
Yeah, well, the snow here was kind of like, it wasn't really lying. It was kind of like the slushy kind of stuff. I mean, it was like the bad snow.
The bad snow, not the good snow. The shit snow. Well, anyway, welcome to Jake's Metal Chat.
Thank you for having
me. Yeah, you're welcome. You're my 19th guest.
Oh, wow. Nice.
And the second one of 2021. And before we actually get on with it, I'm going to introduce you to all the YouTubers out there. You might know him, you may not know him. For all we know, you do know him. And I think my camera's just gone off. Yes, my camera's back on now. Yes. This is James. He is in the band Hellripper.
Yeah.
If you don't know Hellripper, what the hell are you doing? Go listen to Hellripper. Black thrash, speed metal. What, black thrash, but it's speedy, so there we go.
That about covers it, I guess.
That's fine. And he's wearing a Motley Crue. Motley Crue? Is that Motley Crue?
Yeah, Motley Crue, yeah.
Yeah, Motley Crue. I was reading the E as an F. I couldn't see the other bit. I was going like, if Crue? No. No, it's Motley Crue. Bloody hell. Need more Pepsi Max. Better now. So before we get on with asking you how you got into metal, how's your whole year, your year last year been with no gigs and stuff like that?
I mean, yeah, for me, uh, other than the cancelled tour with Midnight, we were supposed to go on a European tour with Midnight in October, and we were supposed to play a few shows in the UK and a couple of festivals as well. So they all got cancelled, which was a shame. I mean, of course, we'd like to have played them and all that. But other than that, since I work from home and I live in quite a remote part of Scotland, up in the Highlands, things weren't like as bad for me as they would have been if I was in a city or something. So I feel really lucky for that. So yeah, I wasn't badly affected or as badly affected as other people. So I'm very grateful for that. But yeah, it was a bit of a shame that the tours got cancelled. And at the start, we decided to the album that came out, The Affair of the Poisons, that was originally to be released in May, around April or May. But then, yeah, the pandemic hit, and we had no idea what was going to happen, how bad things were going to be, what and all that kind of thing. So we decided to postpone that until October as well, hoping things may have calmed down or whatever. And yeah, but
You know,
yeah,
sort of things sort of calmed down, and then it all went to shit again.
yeah, no, yeah. I mean, hopefully with the vaccine and stuff, things start getting better towards the end of this year. But
Yeah, let's hope.
I mean, I've got no idea. I'm just kind of taking it as it comes.
Yeah,
I'm
we'll do it. I think we're all doing that. We're taking it as it comes because I was obviously going to go to Bloodstock back in August, but now that's been moved all the way to August this year, and hopefully it does go ahead.
hope so, yeah.
Hopefully, if it doesn't, then I'm just gonna tear shit up. Man. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna tear shit up. I've had enough.
yeah. I hope all these festivals and things are able to go ahead in the summer. I don't think anyone knows
No one knows. I
anything
don't
at
think.
all yet, so it's just
No, no one really knows what's gonna happen. But yeah, you said you live in a quite remote area of Scotland. You live up in
up in the Highlands.
Aberdeen.
Yeah,
Aberdeen?
up in the Highlands now. I moved.
Highlands. Oh, you moved from Aberdeen.
Yeah, so yeah, now I'm basically there's not many people around me or anything. The town I live in,
That's pretty cool.
it's quite yeah, it's quite small. I mean, so it's away from everything else, so there's not much. I think the cases are increasing, like of the coronavirus. I'm not too sure. I haven't really been keeping up to
Yeah,
date.
I don't really. I only keep check to see, oh, how many people have been tested positive? How many people have died? Or
Yeah,
what's the overall recovery rate and everything like that?
yeah.
Well, if you were living in Glasgow or
Oh yeah,
Edinburgh, it would be a lot worse.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, in places like London and stuff, like seeing
London, it's
like
bad.
all yeah, seeing all this kind of shit. It's like yeah, I feel yeah, I'm glad I'm not there. Like I feel
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not in London. I'm in Bristol. I mean, it's bad in Bristol, but obviously where I am, I only see like a few dog walkers from time to time, but that's about it.
yeah, yeah. Basically the same with me. I just keep to myself really. So I'm not really interacting with anyone here. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't really do that with most of the neighbours. The only one I really talk to is my next door neighbour that has two
yeah.
huskies,
No, fair enough.
and my elderly neighbour just off to the
Yeah,
left of me, on my side left. But
yeah,
anyway, I thought we'd just get the corona thing out of the way first, things how that was affecting you as affected everybody else.
yeah,
I mean, I released an album with one of my bands, and hopefully going to release an EP with another band of mine.
yeah. Did you get time to like write and stuff like that? Like,
Yeah, we've been writing stuff with my folk metal band.
yeah,
Um, Herbicidal's the stoner doom death metal band I'm in,
yeah,
and we have a Metallum page. We only got one album, and it's titled "And Nothing Was Achieved." That kind of sums up what happened last year. Nothing got achieved
yeah, man.
after bloody March. Nothing got achieved.
Yeah, yeah,
No tours, no gigs, no anything.
yeah. It's
But
just strange. Yeah, it's just
strange.
yeah.
Well, before we get on to how the band got formed, how did you, yes, I mean you, James, how did you get into metal? Where did your music journey begin? How did it go into metal?
So it started when I was like a kid, when I was like 5 or 6 or so, and I got into bands. I believe like the first band that kind of got me into music was the Beatles. Like we had to like sing the Beatles at school or something for an assembly or some,
It's nothing wrong with the Beatles.
yeah, something like that. And then yeah, from there I kind of got interested in music and whatever was happening at the time.
Mm.
So I got into like whatever was going on at the time, whether it be like pop music or whatever when I was like 5 or 6.
Yeah, we all had that. I
Uh,
think.
then over the years, like I kind of discovered heavier stuff and all that kind of stuff. My uncle had a vinyl collection that was kept at my grandma's house that I managed to have a look at when I was really young, and there was like obscure punk records and stuff, and there was Dio, Black Sabbath, Judas Priest, Motorhead, and stuff like that. So that kind of like sparked my interest. I never got into it right away, but like seeing all the cool album art and stuff like that
Yeah.
kind of like stayed in the back of my mind. And I got interested in guitar around the same time because I was into because I really liked music, and I thought and guitar was like my favorite part of the music. Um, then from there, I think when I was about 13 or 13, 14, 15, I can't remember. I heard and Justice for All and Peace Sells, the albums, Megadeth and Metallica.
Yeah, those are great.
Yeah, still two of my favorite albums, and they kind of led me to exploring the Megadeth and Metallica stuff, and then Slayer, Anthrax, and then from there, just kind of getting more into extreme metal, like Cannibal Corpse and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, because at around that time, that was kind of when YouTube was becoming a thing, so
Yeah.
it was easier to find bands there. And at around that time, that was when there was a new wave of thrash and new wave of traditional heavy metal kind of happening.
Mm.
So you could go online, and on the related videos to like Iron Maiden or something like that, you would have like bands like Enforcer, Steel Wing, uh, White Wizard, Skullfist, and stuff like that. And on the thrash side, you had Evil, Havoc, Warbringer,
Mm.
Municipal Waste. So yeah, just by looking at like the related videos on YouTube and like related bands, I found like all these underground type bands, and yeah, just kind of expand your musical taste from there.
Yeah, that's basically YouTube when it came out. That was like 2005 YouTube. And that,
Yeah, yeah, I think so. I think yeah, I got that was around 2010, I think 2009, 10 that I started getting into all that, like all that kind of stuff happened.
yeah, I
But
didn't get into YouTube until about maybe 2 years later or something.
yeah, nah, man.
That's when I thought. That's when I created my channel. Was at the end of 2007,
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. That's
and
like
I didn't have any videos until summer of 2008.
that's like an original YouTube
I
type
know,
stuff.
right? I know. I'm the 2007
Yeah,
generation, I guess.
that was like a time when YouTube you could like post video responses and stuff to people's
I,
videos and stuff like that.
response to this video is like someone makes a video, it's like responding, and then the title of the video that you're responding to. It's like, well, I didn't think I like this very much. Respond. Well, I think it's the best hot sauce ever.
Yeah, I remember quite a bit of like early YouTube. It was very different.
Very, very different. Yeah, I didn't stop looking up any bands on YouTube maybe till about 2008, 2009, something like that.
Yeah,
Because I always bought like CDs, or I found
yeah,
them on Kerrang, or when Headbangers Ball was still a damn thing.
yeah, man. Yeah,
Scuzz,
yeah.
when that was a thing still.
Because in Kerrang,
You
I
know,
used to watch that quite a lot. Loads of bands from there.
yeah, because those were like the things where like Kerrang, it would be like Iron Maiden, Motorhead, Judas Priest,
Yeah,
Ozzy Osbourne, Bon Jovi that would be mixed in there.
it'd be and
Um,
Scuzz would have kind of more.
Metallica as well.
Yeah, Scuzz would have like kind of more heavy stuff. If I can remember correctly, I remember seeing like uh, Machine Head and Trivium and stuff like that. Like
Yeah, Machine Head, Trivium,
so they had
Cadaver.
like yeah, they had like the kind of yeah, Kerrang seemed to kind of go in a bit of like a mainstream kind of thing, and Scuzz kind of, I mean, mainstream as in like Iron Maiden and Metallica, and I remember seeing System of a Down quite a bit on
Yeah,
there.
he always got played on there. Yeah,
And Scuzz had the kind of like less mainstream.
yeah, yeah. That's how I found out about System of a Down was Kerrang. I
Yeah,
just saw the video chops through. I thought, what the
yeah,
hell is this? And just found out. I was like, this is cool.
yeah, exactly the same here. Uh,
And then finding out about bands like Slayer from people at school and whatever. And then I saw Slayer in 2005 at Download. Funny enough, that was amazing.
yeah, I can imagine that'd be sick.
I was with my mum. I was still 13 at the time, nearly 14, coming up in November that year. But I was like, I can't go on my own. It's like, who can I go with? My mum. I was only going for the day, so I saw Mudvayne, Papa Roach, Slayer, Slipknot,
Yeah,
whoever else was there that year. I can't. Kill Switch Engage, they were there.
yeah. I remember Slipknot being on Kerrang a lot.
They got
The,
played a lot on Kerrang, like
I remember
Duality and that.
Left Behind was the one that I always used to see on
Yeah,
the.
I remember just seeing it as like,
Yeah,
and also it's a kid going off the best, and all of a sudden you just see Slipknot in like a wooded area playing their instruments, and then it's pissing down with rain. It's like,
yeah. It was quite fun.
that's fun.
The music channels like having, because you used to like you wouldn't know what was coming up next.
No, no,
Yeah,
it's just like random,
yeah, it was quite fun.
quite fun.
I mean, of course, now you've got YouTube. You can just get whatever you want, and I
Just
mean,
type a band in, and then,
yeah,
or if you got Spotify, you can go on Spotify. If you can't find it on YouTube, you can go on Spotify
yeah,
or Deezer before Spotify and that.
anything, man. There's like so many ways to discover, to find out, and listen to music now. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, absolutely
Yeah,
crazy, crazy. Like just going
so,
back to the early days of discovering new bands. Because you said Cannibal Corpse earlier. How I found out about Cannibal Corpse, I was still at secondary school, so this was 2004.
mhm.
My mate said, "Oh, check out Cannibal Corpse." Okay, and then I just found them on like any musical streaming site or things like Napster or
Yeah,
Morpheus, where you can download stuff. I don't do that anymore. I'd rather just buy it and buy it, give the bands them, give
yeah, yeah,
bands some money so they can go and get better recording equipment or with their touring music for touring. So he said, check out Cannibal Corpse, and I checked out the song Staring Through the Eyes of the Dead
yeah, yeah,
from the Bleeding album, which
yeah,
is
yeah,
one of my favourite albums. At first, I was like, I'm not ready for this. I'm going back to Motorhead, Iron Maiden, Metallica, and all that.
yeah,
And then,
yeah,
like,
totally.
same year, I heard Hammer Smash Face, and I was like, okay, I like this band now.
Yeah, I mean, Hammer Smash Face, just a classic. Yeah, I think it was. I think that was the same with me. It was like the first time you hear the vocals, you're kind of like,
Yeah, Chris Bond, like,
yeah, you're kind of like, this is strange. Like, yeah, it takes a while to get into it, but I think Cannibal Corpse are a great like band to get into death metal with because
yeah,
they're so,
a good starter.
yeah, they're so catchy. Like their songs are, yeah, they're just so good. Like the first I got into Cannibal Corpse around the time when Evisceration Plague came out. So
That was
uh,
2009.
yeah, maybe. Yeah, I cannot remember. It was some. Yeah,
I
it
want
was.
to say 2009. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think it was just after Evisceration Plague came out. One of my friends really liked it, and he told me to
Check it out.
check out Evidence in the Furnace, Priests of Sodom, and To Decompose. And like those are, yeah, they're just great songs. And
And there's Frantic Disembowelment, which apparently is the hardest song to play.
I've never tried it, and I
I'm not going to try.
yeah, I don't
Vocally
think
wise, there's some bits where he's singing some lyrics quite fast. I'm like,
yeah,
what's he
yeah,
saying? I can't
yeah,
keep up.
yeah, man, Cannibal Corpse are great.
I mean, I got into them like 2004, so I was already into them before Kill came out.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, that's another great album. I really like those that period of albums.
I just like the first song when it come on Kill. He's like,
Yeah, the Time to Kill This Now.
so fucking hell.
Great.
And I've seen Cannibal Corpse a bunch of times, and I actually got to meet three of them
Oh, nice.
when they played Motion back in 2018 here in
Nice.
Bristol.
I think I've seen them twice, three times.
First time I saw one was Bloodstock 2010.
Okay, yeah. I think the first time I seen them was probably around maybe I seen them when they came on. the Torture tour. So I think it may have been 2011.
About 2011, yeah, because I saw them a year before that album came out.
Yeah, maybe it was 2011. I cannot remember.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah, they're great live. I thought, oh, Bloodstock Festival, because that's how I found out. I found out about Bloodstock like a year before,
yeah,
and then I was like, well, I found out about it 2010 because I saw the 2009 lineup, and then I saw that I was like, oh, Cannibal Corpse, definitely want to go to this. And then there was two other bands on there that I got into sometime after I got into Cannibal Corpse, Obituary and
okay,
Suffocation.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Both excellent, yeah, man.
And Suffocation on the last day was like an alarm clock. I was still quite asleep.
Yeah,
18-year-old me, not 19 yet, still 18 years old at the time. Like dying, dying out of booze, out of money. Not Cannibal Corpse. They were on later. Suffocation.
yeah, man, that'll
Just
wake you up.
opening up with. I'm trying to remember what track it was. Just opening up, and I was just like, "Oh, I'm right now. Fuck off." And Gojira and Bloodbath were on that
Uh,
bill as well. So I was like, "Ooh, I love these bands as well." And
yeah,
then before Gojira, Gwar was on, and I got covered in their
yeah,
red and green bloody slime gun thing, whatever the fuck they had.
yeah, man. That's a fucking killer lineup
I
right
was just
there.
covered in that shit. I was just like, it feels like I've been puked on and someone just got cut badly.
Yeah, classic war show.
That was the only time I saw Gwar, and I was like, oh, I want to see him again. And then sometime later after that, two of them passed away, and that's just
Yeah,
shit. I was like, not Ogress. Uh-huh.
yeah, man.
No.
Yeah, man. Gwar were great. Well, they still are. But yeah,
Oh,
Odrus was
Ogress, that's it.
yeah,
I don't know
just
what's Ogress. Ogress, Aldress.
yeah. He's just great. Like,
Yeah,
uh,
because I went to download 2011 with two mates of mine. He appeared on the screen on the main stage, because he's got that big thing hanging off him. Is actually a fish,
yeah, what was it? He calls it the cuttlefish
the
of Cthulhu or
cuttlefish, something. He just said it's actually a fish, and
something.
everyone just started laughing because it was so funny. It's like if these guys were at download, it'll just be much better than just waiting out in the fucking rain for someone to come on right now. Like Gore and it's pissing. That would have been better. 2011 Gore playing on the main stage. That would have been great.
Yeah,
It's like second time being covered in their green and red sludgy something. Oh god, I almost choked on my vomit. Not my vomit, my phlegm. I'm just. This happens on Jake's Metal Chat. I say stupid things. Now let's get on to the band that you formed
hmm
called Hellripper.
hmm
I actually got one of your albums here from I want to say about 2017. It may be late 2017. Well, it says between October's you recorded it October 2016 to February 2017, and I'm talking about this
yeah,
one,
yeah, 2017.
in Darkness,
Yeah,
which is
27.
great, absolutely great. So, how did this band form, and what are your influences in this band? Because I've been getting a lot of different influences from it. Like one of them being Sabat from Japan. I kind of got that in
Yeah,
there.
yeah, definitely.
Bit of maybe a bit of Creator from time to time.
Yeah, definitely.
But what other bands I just point out too?
Yeah, yeah. So I formed Hellripper. I mean, yeah, just as a solo project because yeah, I didn't really know any people in my local scene that would that was into that were into similar music like black thrash, speed metal kind of thing, and let alone that were into playing it. So I thought I'd give it a go, just doing it myself, seeing what happened. I wanted to learn how to record and mix things. So I kind of just done both. Like it was a way to improve my mixing, my recording and stuff, while also getting my writing done and releasing what I wanted to release. And yeah, I thought it would maybe appeal to a couple of local people, like people in my local scene. But yeah, went further than that, which I'm very grateful for.
Awesome.
But yeah, there was the influences. yeah, like you said, Sabat from Japan, Creator, Venom,
Yeah, Venom definitely.
Toxic Holocaust,
Yep, Toxic Holocaust got that definitely.
the punk era Dark Throne. That's a big influence. Band like a lot of the German kind of stuff, like Nocturnal, Cruel Force, Bulldozing Bastard, all that kind of scene. Um, Speed metal stuff like Ranger, Enforcer, Agent Steel. Yeah, just kind of anything and everything that's kind of fast.
Fast, aggressive, and just
Yeah, yeah, if it falls within the spectrum of black thrash, black speed, metal punk, and any sort of mixture of all that kind of genres. I mean, obviously Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer, Sodom. Yeah, just I mean anything kind of within that realm is an
just put,
influence to
just
me.
put them in.
Yeah, and see what yeah put it through like my filter and yeah try and
Yeah,
come
just come up. Yeah, oh, sorry, I interrupted you.
up.
I I tend to do that. I do apologize.
No, that's fine, man. Yeah, but yeah, just all that influences, put it through like my filter, and then just see what happens. Like, try and create something that I enjoy, because it's the music that I like. It's my favorite like style of music, so it's
Yeah, I can definitely
yeah,
tell from the music it's what you wanted to do. You
yeah,
went with it,
yeah,
and how I found out about Hellripper actually
yeah,
is a friend we both have in common, Mr. Ross Staffin.
yeah, Ross, yeah,
I met him here in 2011 because he was living here at the time, going to university,
yeah,
and a bit later on, years after I met him the first time around, that was 2011. I think it was around 2017, maybe 2018. He
yeah,
said, "Oh, check out my friend's band, Hellripper."
yeah,
I thought, "What are they like?" It's like black thrash. It's like, and I was thinking, did I see a band in 2017 that was black thrash and they're from Sweden? Oh yeah, Niflheim.
oh yeah, 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 of course, yeah,
Niflheim or Niflheim. And then obviously the song I heard from this album, uh, Coagulating Darkness, was Bastard of Hades,
yeah, yeah,
which I love the whole album. Don't get me wrong, but that is my favorite one. Just how it's the first song, how it starts off,
yeah, yeah.
you just screaming your
Yeah,
guts out and everything.
it's kind of like more like the party song of the album, like the kind of
Oh, there's the booklet for people because can get in because the screen is reflecting off of it.
get the massive goat cock on.
Goat cock, and of course there you are on the back with much shorter hair at the time,
Yeah.
and you're wearing a what appears to be Dismember t-shirt,
Yes, Dismember. Yeah,
like an ever-flowing stream. Excellent choice.
man, absolutely killer album.
And not to brag, but I've seen them live
Oh, that,
in Stockholm actually, so that was great.
oh fuck yeah. Was that the
Scandinavia Death Fest.
yeah,
Yeah, that was so good.
yeah, man. Oh, I can imagine.
2 headline sets, Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, yeah, I heard loads about that. Like loads of people saying that it was sick. Yeah, man.
Yeah, so good. But yeah, like I said, you got Sabat, Creator, Toxic Holocaust, Venom, and all those other bands mixed in.
Yeah,
Definitely, definitely shows. And I've heard like 1 or 2 tracks from the new album you brought out last year, which which there were so many albums I needed to listen to that was on it. I was like, oh crap! I knew there was another album I forgot to listen to because there was Primitive Man's new album as well.
oh yeah, yeah.
I was supposed to listen to.
It's a good one.
So once I got more of those albums here and do like my favorite albums of 2020 because I couldn't do it actually on 2020 because I didn't have all the albums.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna have to wait. But yeah, I can but I'm guessing this band's done gigs now.
yeah. We've played a few shows. We started playing in 2016. I got a few of my friends together, and we kind of played just kind of local shows, like occasionally a few shows. I can't remember. Maybe we played a couple of shows a year, for the first 3 years, and then in 2019 when I released the Black Arts and Alchemy EP, we done our first European tour to support that, which was really cool. Played some big shows with some killer bands. It was a really good time. And then we planned to increase the amount of shows from there. And then, yeah, of course, coronavirus happened and everything's kind of been put on hold right now.
Yeah, thanks
Hopefully,
COVID, you dick.
yeah, hopefully next year we can play a lot more shows, because I think this year's almost a write-off for us, at least. Like, I don't really want to plan stuff, like too many things that
Because there's that chance it may not
yeah.
actually go ahead.
So I think we're looking at early 22 right now. Even then,
Yeah,
that might be being optimistic. I don't know, but
bit of a stretch, but it might be more likely it will be
yeah. So
2022 before anything happens, or even late 2021 gigs might start up again.
yeah, so we're looking at then. Hopefully things will be able to happen then, and we'll be able to kind of carry on. But yeah, there should be a new album out at about that point as well. So
that's good there.
Yeah, so hopefully things will.
I still need to see you live.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Ross said he's seen you live, and
yeah, yeah. Like, Ross moved to Aberdeen just as I was moving out of Aberdeen. So
oh, that's convenient. It's like, oh no, who he is leaving. Joking. No, Ross is a great guy.
Yeah.
We're talking about bands. I'm just like saying yeah to, even though I've not heard of half of the fucking bands he knows.
Oh, no, he knows a shit ton of bands. Like,
it's like, oh, I know these guys. I met them guys from Asphyx, Autopsy, and all that. It's like, I know, I get it.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. But yeah, I think, yeah, I moved
I love the guy.
to Aberdeen a few months after he arrived, I think, or me. I can't even remember. I'm so bad with times. Like, I've got no idea when things
crap like that as well. I'm like,
yeah.
Did I see that band this year, or did I see them that year, or did I meet up with a friend in 2017, or was it 2018 or something? I can't really remember.
Especially this past year.
Yeah.
I've lost all track of time. Like,
I lost track of time.
People were asking me like my favorite albums of 2020, and I'm like listing things that came out in 2019, and
yeah, I've done that.
I'm like, I've lost all track of time in 2020.
It's like, what's your favorite album in 2020? Epic Cloud? Shit, that's not right. Epic Cloud, great album by Devin Townsend. By the way, people, give Devin Townsend love. I'm gonna keep saying that on this show every time now. Show that man some love, because he deserves it.
He is good. He is great, man.
And also Hellripper, give them some love, because they got obviously this one and the new album and tons of EPs, and obviously you've done a lot of gigs. Who's the biggest band you've supported so far?
We haven't actually played that much shows, to be honest. The biggest band we supported, I think, other than a couple of like festival things, we played with Midnight in London, which was Midnight are one of my favorite bands. So that was really cool for me, and they are quite big, I guess. But other than that, like, we haven't really played too many live shows. Like I mentioned, just as things were kind of gearing up, things kind of stopped. So
I think you did a festival in 2019, and I think Volcano was on it or something.
Oh, yeah, that was live.
That was in Newcastle, I think.
Like Grave Fest, yeah. And I think Volcano ended up not playing it because there was some reason. I think there was like shows scheduled at the same night or something, and they reduced the fest from 2 days to 1 day or something. Yeah,
that's it, Volcano. I keep calling Volcano. I was like, no, it's Volcano. For crying out loud.
No, that was a cool one in Biker Grave Fest. Yeah, always love playing Newcastle.
Because one of my friends, I think organises it, always played it. Lee's from the band Life Burial.
Yeah, Life Burial. Yeah.
I think he runs it or something.
Yeah. Lee. Can't even remember his last name. Anderson.
Lee Anderson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's always dancing on stage and like Burial. I'm thinking.
Yeah, Live Burial, they were one of my favorite albums from last year as well.
Oh
Ridiculous,
yeah,
absolutely,
yeah. I'll try to.
for death metal.
Yeah, that album's great.
Great as
I was
well.
listening to it because I was like, I've got to find some albums to listen to before 2020 is over. So it was that one. I had Undergang's new album,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Aldrig Ilvet. I think I said that right. If anyone's
Like,
Danish and I think I fucked that up, tell me now.
no idea, but yeah, it's a cool album. That one.
Yeah, very good band because I saw them 2019 twice at the Griffin and then again at Scandinavia Death Fest.
Nice.
They're just mental, like,
Yeah, they're good.
very
Uh,
good live. Well, what bands would you like to support if given the chance now?
uh, I mean, yeah,
Just
like
thrown out there.
Toxic Holocaust would be great,
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
but I can't even think. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm happy to kind of support bands. I mean, I like so many bands. I mean, there's just like my favorites, like Toxic Holocaust, Megadeth would be great.
Oh yeah, that'd be good. It's like
Much more unlikely, but I mean, they're. I
that
mean, they're.
would be good because you'll probably get a lot of people who are into
Yeah,
maybe into you more than Megadeth. But
yeah.
yes, yeah, Hellripper, Megadeth's on next pub.
That-
Well, I'll stay for Megadeth once they play stuff from Peace Cells, Rust in Peace. Um, those great albums. You know, but yeah, definitely need
uh,
to see Hellripper when you guys actually do
yeah, man.
play, and hopefully come down to Bristol because that would be good because we got quite a big metal scene here
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Bristol,
I've seen that. There's quite a few
quite
things
big.
in Bristol. Yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah,
have so many
it's
bands
really good.
down here. It's mental.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, where I am, there's nothing going on. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
just trying to think if the Highlands has a
there,
metal scene.
there's some stuff that goes on like in Inverness, but as a rule, like bigger bands don't really tend to come further than Glasgow, Edinburgh.
Yeah, I've been to Glasgow and Edinburgh. I went to Glasgow last year, not last year, 2 years ago, for Lords of the Land.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's
So
a
I've
cool.
not been to Glasgow yet, and I've been to Edinburgh, but not to Glasgow. And went to Glasgow. I thought this is like bloody Potty Central.
Yeah, there's loads of stuff that happens in Glasgow. But yeah, I'm 4 hours away from Glasgow.
Bloody hell!
And that's a drive. If you want to get like a public transport, there's only one train per day. So and
That
it's
goes
stop,
to Glasgow.
yeah, and back. So it's you've got to stay the night unless you drive. So it's annoying going to shows.
Yeah, I bet because you're up in the Highlands. I think like the closest one to you, and Ross has even said this, is not much of a metal scene in Aberdeen.
I mean I couldn't really. I haven't been in Aberdeen for 3 years now, so I'm not too clued up with what's going on right now.
Nor am I. He just tells me there's not much of a scene there.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just the problem with Aberdeen was that the venues were closing. Um,
That probably
yeah,
explains quite a lot actually, because
yeah, it was,
he has another mate named Jack,
yeah, yeah,
and because I met him at Lords of the Land and
yeah,
been
yeah,
chatting to him ever since.
yeah. The mate like Aberdeen, like the Aberdeen scene was like in such a good place. Um, when 2016, 2015, 2016, there was like loads of stuff happening. Relatively known bands were like coming to play and all that, but then the primary venue, like the venue that the kind of scene revolved around, ended up closing. They got a noise complaint.
That almost happened to the Fleece here actually
Yeah.
in Bristol.
So
There's
then,
like people living near the Fleece. There's like some flats nearby
yeah,
because complaining because of the noise. It's like it's a gig venue. Bands are gonna play there like every other weekend.
yeah,
Either get used to it or leave.
yeah. So then, yeah, that kind of put, kind of made things die down a bit, and we try to find like new venues and stuff like that, but nothing was kind of the same. And yeah, I think a lot of it kind of took the steam out of the scene a bit. And then yeah, I moved away like a year later, so I've got no idea if it's improved or whatever recently, but
I talked to Ross recently. I didn't actually ask. He just wanted to know how I was, and I told him. Then obviously mentioned Jake's Metal Chat, saying, "Yeah, I watched this, and I'll give Jack a not Jack James. I almost called you Jack. Give James a bell from Hellripper." I was like, you know what? He said Hellripper, Sayor and other bands. I thought, well, I do want to get James from Hellripper.
Yeah, there's a lot of good bands in Scotland right now,
Oh yeah, definitely.
but more to Glasgow and Edinburgh kind of thing.
Yeah, I
So
only went to Glasgow once.
that's where the majority of the scene is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
so
much.
yeah, like loads of cool stuff happening there.
Yeah,
But
because I went to Glasgow obviously for that, but before the day of Lords of the Land, because it was meant to be at a different venue, but
okay.
then because I had a hotel near to that venue, but then it got moved to the other venue, and I'm trying to remember the venue now, I can't remember it. But before I went to that, me, my other mate Simon, we met up with Jack and Ross, went up to pretty much up the hill
Hmm.
of Glasgow, which was reminding me of Park Street here in Bristol. And well, my mate went back to the hotel, and me, Ross, and Jack went to a different venue, watched some heavy metal bands, and I met a guy there, Paul, I think his name was. Yeah, it sounds like Paul. And he told me about a shop that they have over there because when I was walking back to the hotel, I saw a bottle of Buckfast on the floor.
Okay, yeah.
And he told me about a shot that they have
Right.
called a Bucky Bomb,
Okay, yeah,
which you'll know this, but for anyone that doesn't, it's Buckfast and Jägermeister.
yeah,
And I've not had it, and he says it's a proper gut rotter. It's like,
yeah. I mean,
I'm not having that.
I quite like Buckfast, so
I like it as well. I just don't drink it all the time. If I drank it all the time, I'd probably just be hyped up on caffeine and
yeah,
buy a shit ton of kebab meat with chips and smothered in sauce.
that sounds about right.
Well, because I watched I watched a video. Seems to get on Buckfast. This one went to Scotland, and there was like she's just hanging out with a bunch of lads there drinking Buckfast. Went to some takeaway. They got this like thing with like a lot of kebab meat, chips, and they just eat that because it's like a tradition of theirs or something. Drink Buckfast, go to this place, order this big box of chips and meat and smothered in cheese and sauce, and just eat it.
Yeah,
Eat it, and well, obviously you eat food. What the fuck am I on about?
I mean, that sounds about right.
Me, I was just drinking ale all the time I was there, and Jack was drinking JD and Coke a lot of the time because he likes his JD and Coke,
Yeah, yeah,
which
yeah,
we should call it a Lemmy because it was Lemmy's drink of choice until he went to orange juice and vodka. And we gone from metal to Buckfast. It doesn't. No, it's my show. We can talk about what anything we want. But yeah, Hellripper. Actually, I should have asked this beforehand. Where did the name come from?
yeah, it's just a thing that came into my head.
Like Hell Ripper.
Yeah, I mean,
Easy.
something that came into my head. I thought it sounded cool. Probably
Yeah, it is.
maybe something subconsciously like put it there.
Yeah, it is a cool name because
Yeah,
I don't know if you if you just called yourself Ripper. It's like it's already a band called Ripper.
yeah,
Is there? I don't know.
yeah. I mean, I think it sounds cool, and it kind of
It's cool. I love it.
kind of represents the music, I guess. Just
And it represents what you're doing because
yeah,
it's black thrash metal. It's got that speed metal element. You got all these different bands you're into that we've just mentioned. If you weren't paying attention, I'm not saying it again. But Sabat, Toxic Holocaust, Creator, just to name three.
yeah, man.
And bands that I can picture you playing with, well, definitely Niflheim. That'd be something.
Yeah,
Definitely, like you, not just you on your own, but
yeah. No, that'd be
with some mates of yours playing drums, other instruments. Because I know you do vocals, you do the guitar.
yeah,
I think for the albums you did basically everything.
yeah. On the albums, I do everything, but I get a live band to play with me live. Really, guys that know what they're doing. So they know. I mean, there's no problem there. They're all great
Yeah.
musicians and stuff. So
Well, that's good
yeah,
because you need that.
yeah, no problem there at all. So it's yeah, and they're really cool guys as well. So yeah, I haven't seen them in over a year now
Uh,
since the
well, obviously because of COVID.
so yeah, because we're based in 4 different cities throughout the UK, like the live
Four
band.
different cities.
Yeah, so I'm up in the Highlands. Clarky on bass, he lives in Aberdeen. Uh, Joseph on guitar, he lived in Edinburgh, recently moved to Glasgow. And Max on drums, he lives out down in Brighton. So yeah, so there's like yeah, there's like a whatever 15, 16 hours difference from me and Max, like from me to Brighton. So it's
Yeah.
anno- annoying
It's-
to
Yeah,
annoying.
sorry about that. My sound on my sound on my end went off, so I couldn't hear what you were saying.
Okay,
My speakers went off.
right, man.
Something in my house, just one of my flippers went off, and while my dad was downstairs sorting it out. So, could you say that again? Like,
Okay, yeah, yeah,
I'm sorry about that.
yeah, no problem. Yeah, yeah.
Because
So
I
I'm
was just there, like, yeah, yeah,
no, I'm based. So I'm based up in the Highlands. We've got Clarky on bass. He's based in Aberdeen. Joseph on guitar, who was based in Edinburgh but moved to Glasgow, and then Max on drums. He's based down in Brighton. So
ah,
like I don't
also quite a distance.
yeah. So there's 3 hours between me and Clarky, 3 hours in the opposite direction for me and Joseph, then 15 hours or something like that in between me and Max. So
Yeah,
it's
that's mental. Yeah,
regular rehearsals and stuff. It's usually when we have a show or something booked, we usually get together a week or two beforehand, book a massive, um, like a few hours to get the set all tight in Glasgow or Edinburgh or something like that, like somewhere kind of almost in the middle that's kind of easy to travel to for everyone. Like, um, yeah, but I mean, yeah, like I said, the other guys know what they're doing. So usually, they've all got the song, like we've all got the songs learned and things, and it's just a matter of tightening things up.
yeah.
So it's like not too much
Not too,
work.
not too much work then. Well, but obviously all in different cities and that. Yeah, I want to apologise again because for some reason a breaker in my house decided to flip off, so my speakers went off, and I didn't think to unplug my speakers from my laptop and just do it that way. I'm an idiot. So I apologise to all you viewers at home. You was probably just talking to me, like thinking I can bloody hear this. So I apologise to you and to James
That's no
specifically.
problem at all, man.
Things tend to happen on this show. Sometimes they go without a hitch, but then sometimes sound issues, camera issues. Because I had Chris Royford from Autopsy as my
Okay,
13th guest. He
sick.
was lucky number 13, and his camera kept, stopping like.
Yeah.
Sound would and just like sounds off again.
Nightmare.
And I had Cam Lee on from Massacre on as well, and
Right.
His video lagged a bit, but as long as we get a good, decent chat in, an hour or 2 hours, with
Yeah.
him, it was 3 bloody hours.
Yeah, man.
That's the longest chat I have to date from Jake's Metal Chat.
That's cool. Fuck.
The longest one. And I'm guessing you know Massacre.
Yeah, yeah.
You're a fan of Massacre
Yeah.
and Autopsy and bands
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, of course, yeah.
Which hopefully I spoke to Cam Lee because I got him as a friend on Facebook, saying he said, "Oh, London." He called it London Death Fest, UK Death Fest. It's happening in London, so it might as well be called London Death Fest. Hopefully that's still going ahead in August because Massacre and Autopsy are playing that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's just up in the air right now. I mean,
Who knows?
yeah.
Hopefully everyone can get their bloody vaccines. Everyone can get their bloody vaccines. Obviously they got to do the ones like over 80, over 70, over 60, over 50, and all that first. Obviously, because then the more at risk us. If you've got existing health problems, well, you might get it a little bit early. I actually don't know. I don't pay attention very well. I just stick with what I know: metal, films, and video games, and just trying to keep my sanity together. It's
Yeah, man. I think half the problem is it's like with the travel between all the countries with the different bands, like obviously Autopsy and stuff coming from the US. I don't even know if travel is allowed.
I don't know. Well,
Yeah.
for like European bands, if they want to tour, or we want to tour Europe, it's going to be virtually impossible now unless you book a visa, like
Oh, with
work
the Brexit.
visa,
Yeah,
travel visa, blah blah blah. American bands are not in Europe, so it might not actually be too much of an issue for them.
yeah,
Scandinavia as well, and they're not part of the EU, so
yeah.
not too much of an issue for them either. But I'm not sure about the whole travel thing. If they still need a book, a
I've
work
got
visa, and everything else, I'm not entirely sure. I'm not part of
yeah.
the border control or anything, so I don't worry about it.
I don't think anyone's got an idea like yeah, like what the actual rules like what's actually required. I don't think anyone really knows yet. Yeah. Everett is just a situation. Everything just happened at the same time. You've got
Everyone
that
just went.
happening.
It's like, oh yeah, we're going to be going to get more gigs throughout 2020. That's how it happens. Because I was supposed to be going to New Zealand in April
Okay.
last year to see some family who live over there, and they've been there since 1963.
Yeah.
And they moved from the UK because they just wanted a different way of life, and they live on a boat.
Oh, nice.
And there's quite a big scene over in New Zealand. I know Weaponry is one of the big bands over there.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
They're a great band. I love Alien Weaponry.
Oh, is there any other? I'm not too familiar with other.
I think there's one called Dawn of Aziel from New Zealand. There's a black death metal band. I'm trying to remember what they're called. Begin with a D. Um, I think I know more Australian bands than I do New Zealand bands.
Yeah, no Australian bands, but yeah, I'm not too clued up
I'm
on.
gonna look up more New Zealand bands. Um, Australian band wise, I don't know if you're gonna know any of them. There's one called Sadistic Execution, but they spell it with like K's and stuff, and they're
Yeah,
more Black Death.
yeah, the
I think they're still going now. I'm just getting bombarded with messages from my band chat. Thank you very much. Uh,
yeah, execution.
Bestial War Lost was an
Yeah,
Australian black death metal band. They're not going anymore.
yeah,
And I don't think they ventured out of Australia very much.
yeah. You've got a cool band to check out, similar-ish to Hellripper, Bastardizer. They're cool as fuck.
Yeah, I heard about them. Yeah.
They're really cool.
Gutless is another Australian band, more on the death metal side, more like I want to say like Tomb, not like Tomb Moller, not technical or anything, but I mean like that cavernous sort of death metal feel.
Yeah,
Disentomb, more brutal death.
yeah. Aren't Portal and stuff like that? Are they,
Portal,
are they from Australia? I can't.
I can't even think. Now Australian band I'm trying to think of as well. I recently discovered, and they've been around for years, called Crypt
Crypt.
with a C, is an Australian death metal
Okay.
band. Because one of my guests named Ken, and I consider him a friend because we've got on really well when we chatted before doing the chat.
Yeah.
He uploads a lot of demos from back in the 90s.
Okay. Yeah.
And that was one of them. One of his most recent ones this year. I checked out Crypt, and the vocals on it were just low as anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's
I'll check. Yeah.
yeah. I'll link some. I'll link Gutless as well because
Yeah, man.
I think you like Gutless.
Yeah, send me a bunch of shit.
I'll send you all sorts of shit. I do that for people. I'll send you shit. As long as
Yeah.
you send me, as long as you send me shit in return, not
Yeah.
actual shit. Not actual shit. I mean like good music.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Because on this channel, on this chat, we talk about good music. None of that mainstream, overproduced crap you hear on the radio. No, oh, no. You need stuff like this. This is the only CD I can show for reference. And Massacre, you need stuff like Massacre. And this is actually from Camley because I bought some stuff from him.
Nice.
It says stay OSDM. I always stay OSDM. Even though your band was going before I was even born, I was born in 91 and From Beyond came out in 91. But I wasn't born on the day that album came out. I wasn't born until November, so there you go. Of 1991, me. I'm old.
It's not too old. I'm
Too
95.
old. I'm 30 this year.
I'm 95, so that's not
You're
5,
25,
26 this year. Yeah.
Oh, oh, in terms of like, so, oh, you're just a wee babber. You're a wee babber to me.
It's not that big of a difference, I
Not
guess.
big of a difference. We're both 90s, so we're both in the same decade,
Yeah.
the 90s. Just you're mid 90s, I'm early 90s
Yeah.
in terms of that. Early 90s, that's when death metal was like, I think at its peak.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mid 90s, it was kind of going downhill because black metal was taking
Yeah.
over, especially from Norway and Sweden. Finland was doing that in the early 90s with Impaled Nazarene.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was going to say if there's any influence in there of Impaled Nazarene and Hellripper,
Yeah. Um.
and if there was any,
Yeah. I mean, probably not
not like not
deliberate.
obvious.
Yeah. It's Yeah. I know the band. Like I listened to the band. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Cool. And you can check out their other band, the Rocking Dildos.
Oh yeah, I
They're
think I know.
guys from Impaled Nazarene, I believe. It's just like ridiculous,
Yeah, it's
really
mental.
fast punk kind of stuff, kind of like
Yeah.
Zeke, I guess, but
Oh, I
with
got to see Impaled Nazarene at Netherlands Death Fest 2 in 2017
okay,
on the main stage. That's the only time I've seen them actually. And I remember listening to them the first time. I thought, is this black metal or grindcore? It's sort of black metal mixed with grindcore because
yeah,
I got the book Rotting Ways to Misery: The History of Finnish Death Metal, but they're going to be more on the Finnish black metal history book. That's on the same some of the same people. And someone mentioned in there that Impaled Nazarene was very influenced by like bands like Napalm Death and that.
yeah, oh yeah, Impaled Nazarene, yeah, they've
Because if you see the vocalist from Impaled Nazarene, I'm trying to remember his name.
uh,
Oh, it begins with an M, I think his name. It's like Michael or Micah, something like that.
no, yeah,
He in one of the pictures, he had long hair at the time. He's bald now, but he did have hair. Because I'm always thinking, did any of these people I know have hair? Yes, he did. There it is. He was wearing a white sleeveless Napalm Death shirt,
okay, yeah,
and it was outside, and it looked like it was the freezing cold, and he's just stood out in the snow in jeans and boots and a
yeah,
sleeveless Napalm Death shirt. It's like,
yeah,
oh, you Finns, you crazy, and you Swedes, and you Norwegians, and you Danish, you're all crazy, but we love you. You know,
um,
because you bring out great bands.
yeah, they're really, yeah, Impaled Nazarene, like they've got a whole bunch of different like sounds, like eras, like some of their stuff kind of sounds, yeah,
They
like
always change their sound like over the time.
yeah,
And speaking of Finnish bands, there's Children of Bodom. Obviously we've lost a very important member of that band very recently,
yeah,
Alexei. We lost him,
yeah,
which is upsetting. Most of us only heard about it until like the start of this year, saying he died like late December of last year, but not a clue when or even what his cause of death was.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
gonna say a rest in peace to him. My condolences go out to his former bandmates, his who are his mates, who would be his mates, either as bandmates or just ordinary mates. Bandmates and mates are all the same thing. Shut up. And his family. So
yeah,
condolences to his friends, his family, and yeah, it's just a massive shock. I thought, and I was just thinking that as well. Need to say rest in peace, and also Riley from Power Trip
yeah,
passed away last year. We lost quite a lot of great metal musicians, even if they were just the vocalist or they played guitar or bass, drums, whatever it may be, or even if they just promoted gigs, they were organizers or record producers, they still have to get a mention.
yeah, yeah,
Definitely. Alexei, just fantastic. Seeing him live 2010. That was when I first saw, I can't talk, first saw Children of Bodom because I lost my phone during crowd surfing to Fear Factory. It's my fault. I was wearing combats with pockets that were shit, and my phone was covered in mud, but it still worked.
no. What kind was it? Was it one of those old Nokia
It
ones?
was one of those old Nokia ones. It was like black, and the buttons were red. It's like red around the edge, black buttons red around the edge. One of those thin ones.
No, okay, yeah.
It survived, but then I had to get a new phone because yeah, wasn't gonna last long.
Yeah.
Wasn't gonna last long.
Not if you're crowd surfing all the
Not
time.
crowd surfing, no, and I
Smashing the
stupidly
phone
took my
every
passport with me because that was the only form of ID that I could show, so I could buy beer.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Luckily, that didn't fall out my pocket, so I was like, oh my fuck. And back then, 2010 me didn't have that. I didn't have a beard, and my hair was like the fringe was longer on one side as opposed to the other side, and I was like, oh, I'll just do that. It's like if I had a comb over, even though I didn't. But yeah, we're kind of talking about everything on here. It's like with Jake's Metal Chat people. If you have watched my videos, I tend to have more of a general chat about bands and stuff, and then ask some questions.
Yeah,
Usually,
it's like a free flowing
so yeah,
conversation.
you can ask me anything like you asked me earlier.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it sounds like you're going to like all these festivals and shit. It's like really cool. I actually haven't been to. I've only been to one festival like in my life, which was Brutal Assault last year.
So
Well, not last year, the year before.
yeah, I would go to that, but it clashes with Bloodstock,
Yeah,
so I can't go.
that's the worst thing. Clash with Bloodstock, but yeah,
I wish it just did like maybe started like ends in July, ends in August, and then people go to Bloodstock. I don't know, but
yeah,
I guess they have their set dates, and that's fair.
yeah, of course. Yeah, but it's like, yeah, the cool thing about festivals, like you're mentioning, is like you get to see all these bands, like you get to see a million bands
Yeah, yeah,
in
definitely.
one
Some of these
weekend,
bands.
which is cool. Which, like, yeah, of course, yeah, me being up at like I mentioned before, with all the travel annoyances and me being in the middle of nowhere and stuff,
Is a pain in the ass, yeah.
I don't get to as much shows as I would like to. I've kind of got to pick and choose, like whether
Yeah,
it was.
sometimes like that. Well, if it's Bristol, I can get to no problem. If it's London, I have to pick like either one to go to or I don't go to any.
Yeah, yeah,
Birmingham, that's sort of the same deal.
yeah,
Like I pick one, or there's two happening at the same time, but one's the day before.
mm,
I'll just stay overnight and then
yeah,
stay overnight. Like watch the show, go back to the hotel. Watch the other show, go back to the hotel, go back home the next day. That sort of thing.
yeah,
If I was driving, might not drive and leave my vehicle
yeah,
because it might get nicked. But
yeah.
unless I put on the windshield, touch my vehicle, you'll get electric shocked.
I think that would probably
I'll
entice
probably
people
just tell
more.
people it's like, oh yeah, we don't mess with this guy. They'll just say, oh yeah, who said this? Just see me come with my long hair and be like, you are mate.
I think that would entice people more. Like, oh,
It's like,
will I get an electric shock?
ooh, I might get an electric shock like this. Don't touch it. Why?
I,
You'll get gonorrhea
yeah.
from my. I don't drive yet, but I'm just saying that's what will happen if that was the case.
Yeah, one of the most annoying things was one of the shows that I really wanted to go to. A couple of my favorite bands, Beast Milk and In Solitude.
Beast
They
milk. Yeah.
they played a show in Glasgow. I can't remember when it was. Maybe I can't remember when it was. And yeah, I had like uni or something the next day, or work that night or something. I couldn't make it. And I was like, oh,
Damn.
I'll catch them next time. And then within like the year, they both split up. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I've done that with bands. I'm like, oh, I'll see this band. Oh, I'm not going to play in the UK much anymore.
yeah,
Fuck.
it's, yeah. So
I've gone to yeah.
I've tried to
Sorry.
go to as many as I can, but I mean, yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna once gigs are back up and running, I'm just gonna pick and choose which ones I want to go to. Not do too many because I always seem to because I did a podcast with my mate Phil Wadey. I had him on here as well. He does one called Phil's Breakfast Metal,
okay,
and he asked me on the podcast because this was like a week or two after I came back from Scandinavia Death Fest in October of 2019. He said, "How many gigs do you go to on an average?" I say 3, maybe 4 gigs a week.
a week.
Yeah, it depends on
That's cool, man. Like,
it depends on if they're all one after the other. If they're
yeah,
not one after the other, it's like one's like 3 days later or something. It's like, yeah, that's a
yeah,
good stopping point. But I think I might have to like, all right, I'll go see my mate's band at this gig and here and here and
yeah.
here.
I see.
They're
Yeah,
all
that's like,
spaced off, based 2 weeks apart or something. That's
is that
fine.
like
We can do
local?
that.
Is that like local stuff included? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
local stuff.
yeah,
You might travel to like I travelled to Exeter a few times when Ross was living down there, going to uni, and seen some bands in a venue there. And I'm trying to remember the venue, but Ed from Human Coal worked there as a barman. I think he's still working there as a barman now. I'm not sure. Human Coal I saw with Napalm Death in 2011, supporting Napalm Death at the Fleece.
okay, cool.
But I saw Napalm Death at Bloodstock that same year.
Yeah, Napalm Death are cool. I saw them at Brutal Assault. That was the only time I saw them. Yeah,
There's so many bands that you want to see, but
yeah.
they
Like,
don't come to the UK or anything that much.
yeah. I mean, I wish I could go and see 3, 4 bands a week, shows.
Well, I try to. It
Yeah,
depends
I wish I could do that. I go
if we
to
have, but it all depends on one thing: money.
yeah, yeah. Of course, it does get quite expensive.
But then me stupidly, I use it to buy booze,
Yeah,
not merch. I
yeah,
think I should have one side for just drink, other side for just merch, or maybe just use my card for buying booze, cash for buying merch.
yeah. I mean,
That's
yeah,
how I should do it.
it's all money. It all comes down to money in the
All
end.
comes down to money in the end.
It's like, yeah.
And
I
that's
mean, yeah.
why I'm always careful when I go to festivals that I don't spend too much,
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah,
especially like at well, any festival they got cash machines. You can't really trust the cash machines really to get money out and that because they're like because you don't know if that machine's going to swallow your card.
I
You
don't know.
don't
Yeah,
know if it's going to go. You want your card? You want your card? It's like give me card.
yeah, yeah. Usually, yeah, I don't really like to take my card to like festivals because yeah, it just encourages you to spend more.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
unfortunately, that's
it.
for me and my mate Chris. We went to one year down though. I'm going to do 2018 because that was actually better because it didn't rain whatsoever during the whole thing. It only rained like Thursday evening, Friday morning, and that was it.
Yeah,
We were just basically buying beer from the bars scattered around download, and I
yeah.
think we were just basically fucking skint after that.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's kind of part of the experience, though, as well. At the
It's like
same time, it's like if you're not
at the end of
enjoying
the day,
yourself,
yeah.
if you're not enjoying, I mean, yeah, if you're not enjoying yourself, then why?
What's the
Yeah, so,
what's the point? What's the point? Because well, obviously for festival goes because you like a lot of them being bands like, oh man, if we were playing this festival at the car, I shit around. It's like, well, take your shit back to the car, or if you have a camper van, just lock it up in the camper van, you're fine. But I just say if it's a full size drum kit, you got a drummer who brings that whole drum kit. It's like, oh god.
yeah, I mean,
Oh, for the bigger bands, they got a trailer to put their drum kits in if they're a drummer. But for smaller bands, you anything you can really take is your snare drum, your drumsticks, and your cymbals.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah,
You can't take your whole bloody drum kit.
yeah. I mean, yeah, it's yeah.
It's
It's just
and
I think being a drummer is yeah, definitely that's a disadvantage. Like having all that shit to either take or I mean, I'm not a drummer, so I don't know, but I
I
don't know.
play drums. I haven't played drums in a while though, so
Yeah, I don't know if it's difficult to get used to other people's like playing a different drum kit or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, yeah.
I mean, I'm not a drummer, so I don't know. But I mean, for me, when I play like a different guitar, like it takes a little while to kind of get used to it and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
yeah, or maybe drummers are just used to it because that's the normal thing. Like you've got to use.
You got because at the Griffin we got a drum kit that we use to set up, and then all the other drummers bring their own cymbals and their
Yeah,
drums.
yeah.
Everything.
That's usually the most like smaller venues like that. Like I think that's definitely the easiest way for changeovers and stuff as well.
Yeah, definitely.
You're not setting up a whole drum kit and dismantling drum kits, pulling things off the stage and all that kind of shit in between
Because
every.
that's just it's just like, oh, hold on a minute, let me just get my stuff. Here's the toms. Band's got to start. My band's got to start in half an hour.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
come on, get on
yeah,
with it.
yeah, yeah. Going back to what you said, like I think I probably go to one or two shows a month, like, which sucks. Like, I wish I could go to more, but
Well, I mean, I like to go to more than I usually what I would say, and some when I say 3, 4 gigs a week, I kind of sometimes I keep thinking you're over exaggerating that a little bit.
I
Like,
mean, if you're counting like local stuff and all that, like when I was in Aberdeen, I
that's
would
not
definitely,
even a problem. I can go to those no problem. But if
yeah,
it's big gigs, I can't do one big gig after another big gig.
yeah,
If
yeah,
it's
yeah,
local stuff, I'm fine. I can
yeah,
go
yeah.
2, 3, 4 of them lucky.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was the good thing about, like, yeah, being in Aberdeen. You could go to like local gigs every couple of days or whatever. But yeah, like I say, now I'm in the Highlands. There's no local gigs. Well, where I am in Inverness and all that stuff, there's like shows, but where I am, like, is I'm an hour or two away from any big city like Inverness, 3 hours from Glasgow and all that. So
Yeah,
there's no local gigs for me to go to. It's just the bigger the bigger shows like in
it's
Glasgow and all that. So
crazy.
yeah, but I mean, I'll be I'll be glad to get to some more shows when things happen again. Like,
Yeah, I want to go back to more shows because, like I said, I got UK Death Fest in London to
yeah,
do. I got Bloodstock, obviously. I mean, you're camping in a field,
yeah,
so you don't really have to worry about like, oh, when am I sleeping tonight? Oh yeah, shit, we're
yeah, yeah. Camping does take the
or you sleep in the bar. It's
patience out.
like, excuse me, have you slept in the bar all night? Fuck off. Fuck off. Wake
Yeah.
me up with Hobgoblin.
Were there any shows that you were going to like last year that got cancelled or anything? Like,
Trying to remember now. I'm trying to remember. I mean, I had a Eradication Festival
oh yeah,
in
uh,
not I was going to say Glasgow, Cardiff.
yeah, Wales.
That
It
got
was in
cancelled.
Wales. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Cardiff, you said, yeah,
Yeah. I had Wardruno. They're not metal, but
yeah,
Einar used to be in Golgoroth as the drummer.
mm,
So that was one of them. So
yeah,
one of the non metal gigs was um Wardruno. Trying to think now. Um, no, it's just too many.
yeah.
I think 1914 from Ukraine.
Okay, yeah,
They were
yeah,
meant to be playing the Griffin in March, but obviously that went to
yeah,
shit. Um,
yeah. The one I can remember was
what
Destruction. We're supposed to be coming with
Destruction.
Warbringer. Yeah, I think it was Destruction and Warbringer.
No, I
And
got
yeah,
that.
that
I
was
got a bit in
September.
America. That was Warbringer.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I can't even remember. There were a few shows that got cancelled. Yeah, there was fuck, what was that one? It was like Power Trip, Creator, and Lamb of God or something like that. They were supposed to.
Yeah. Because originally I wasn't going to be able to make that because I was going to go
Yeah,
to New Zealand that same month. It was happening, but then the New Zealand holiday got cancelled. It was only going to be me and my auntie going up to New Zealand. But if gigs were still going to go ahead, hopefully I would have gone to that.
yeah,
But it was already sold out by the time I even thought about it. But then they released more tickets, and I just bought a ticket. And
yeah,
hopefully it happens in December. But I'm
yeah,
just thinking about Power Trip. Are they still going to play? If so,
yeah. I've got.
who are they going to get?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't think they said anything. I mean, yeah.
I don't know, but
I mean,
obviously Prey is still going to be on the bill most likely.
yeah, yeah. Has that been rescheduled? That.
Well, they rescheduled it for December this year,
Oh, okay.
but don't know. Everything's still up in the air for
Yeah,
that.
I've got.
And
Yeah,
other things because I was meant to see the Black Dahlia murder at the
yeah,
end of this month,
yeah, yeah. These
but then
next.
we moved it till the end of January next year.
Yeah,
Which okay, that's fine as long as I don't do any other gigs beforehand.
yeah.
That'd be
I
the
think.
first one I do. Unless Devin Townsend comes to
Yeah.
Bristol in January, it's like no, Devon's first. Fuck off.
Yeah, I
Devon,
think.
Devon before Devon before Black Dahlia.
Yeah, I think all the. Yeah, I think all the bands are kind of seeing early 22 as the kind of
Yeah,
best thing to aim for if they have to reschedule, because yeah, I guess it's
Yeah, because I think I have to do that with Aventel, like 2022, maybe, if
Yeah,
nothing goes ahead this year. And even Aaron from My Dying Bride said on an interview with European Metal Festival Alliance that they did back in August last year,
yeah,
he said, "Oh, they look might be looking at gig, like everyone might be looking at gigs for 2022." And I was thinking to myself when he said that, I hope not. I hope bloody not.
yeah,
Because come on, I can't do another year without a gig. I mean, all these online gigs have been fine. I watched Avatar's one of Avatar's live shows recently on here, and that was cool.
yeah,
But it's
yeah. They
not
are.
actually the same as actually seeing them on stage
Yeah,
playing.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. I've watched a few, but they're just not the same. I watched uh, Catatonia. Catatonia's one. Who else? The Black Dahlia Murder. They done their Christmas one, which was I
Which one's
enjoyed
that?
the Black Dahlia Murder. They done a
Oh,
Christmas.
the Christmas one. I didn't watch that.
Yeah, that was quite good.
The last one I watched was Devin Townsend's acoustic quarantine show.
Yeah, I saw a couple of the things he done
Did
on.
them for the hospital. He did one for the NHS
Yeah,
here in the UK, and he did one for Canada, and I think he did that one for America.
yeah, yeah. I
But,
saw a
but
couple of
before he did those shows, he just did one where he was playing his guitar and just playing some of all the bloody songs he's written in the world.
yeah,
I mean, he can do maybe like a freaking 10 hour, maybe to a 24-hour set just playing his own songs.
yeah. No, yeah, yeah.
Everyone will just be like, yeah. It's like, why?
Yeah,
With
it's crazy that
like
it could
Steve
do
Vai
it.
stuff,
Yeah,
Motion Machine, fucking Devin Townsend Band, Devin Townsend Project, Devin Townsend,
strapping lad.
Champion Lad. I even seen him do that acoustically like a couple of times.
Yeah, I don't know how you can
Couple of
like
times.
write that much songs, like be so prolific, like
Yeah, I
release.
saw him do it acoustically. Yeah, like a couple of times, like once in person or twice in person, maybe once in person. I'm trying to remember now. And then again online, he did it again,
Yeah,
and he
yeah,
did he did Deadhead acoustically on that acoustic quarantine show as well.
yeah. I love that song. That's a great song.
Deadhead is my favorite. I want to do that acoustically, but more of a atmospheric sort of folk version because I'm doing a folk project like Waldruna, Highland, Danheim, bands like that.
Yeah,
So as well as playing death metal, me and playing death metal, stoner doom, death, folk metal and shit on my end, I also play folk. It's my show, people. I can talk about what I damn well plays.
yeah,
And
man.
it doesn't matter what sort of t-shirt I'm wearing on the show. He's wearing Motley Crue, and they are a very, very good band. You know, Shout at the Devil, anyone?
Yeah,
Kickstart My Heart,
yeah,
Doctor Feel Good, Girls, Girls, Girls. You know, great songs.
yeah,
Saw
man.
Motley Crue live 2015 at Download.
Okay, yeah,
For a while. They were good. They're great.
yeah.
But it
Nah,
wasn't the more extreme stuff like, you know, Autopsy, Cannibal Corpse, Dismember, Grave, Tomb Mold,
yeah,
another band that's like them, like cavernous sort of death metal,
yeah. Too.
Crit Worm.
Okay, yeah,
They're from Bristol. So, well, the vocalist is from Hungary originally, but lives in Bristol.
yeah. Okay, yeah, yeah. I know that. I know those guys. Well, I don't know the guys, but I know the band. Yeah,
Yeah, great band.
yeah. That kind of cavernous. Well, when
Cavernous,
call it dev
funky,
kind of stuff.
nasty sounding death metal.
Yeah.
And Henry, that's the vocalist's name. Not Henry, Harry. It's like with a Y with an I at the end. He's doing more vocals like David Mickelson from Undergain.
Okay.
So grumbly sort of vocals like Demilick esque.
Definitely. Yeah.
Demilick, I got to see them twice, 2018, 2019. No,
Okay.
3 times. 2018 in London, 2019 at Scandinavia Death Fest, 2020 at London again for FilmFest, which is, as you can probably
Oh,
tell,
yeah,
a lot of
Film
Finnish
Fest,
death
yeah.
metal bands, Finnish bands.
Yeah, yeah. I remember seeing that. Yeah. Again, it was just too difficult for me to get there, like, and cancel the like like to make it without other plans interfering and like work and all that kind of shit. Yeah, that's usually the case if it's in like London or something.
Yeah, it's meant because you're all the way up in the Highlands.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
London.
yeah. Yeah, it's annoying. I see
That's
like
a fucking trek.
yeah, like I'll see something cool on Facebook, like a cool festival, and I'll be like, yeah, probably won't be able to go to that.
Yeah, I'm like that as well. I was like, oh, there's some in Scotland. I can get there, but then not only am I paying a ticket to go to the show, but I got to pay for a hotel
Yeah, and the travel as well. Like
and
that.
the travel. I mean, the travel ain't too bad. I mean, when I went to Glasgow,
Yeah.
I went with EasyJet,
Okay. Yeah.
but I did the early access boarding
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
plane early, so I had a front seat. So I was like, cool, I'll be the first one off.
Yeah.
I had my bag, be the first one off. I'll see you at checkout. Oh, crap.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, yeah, that's the cool thing with the Lords of the Land thing,
Yeah.
like the Scottish festival. So it's like kind of easier for people like me to get to and all that. But I don't know if it was the same year that you went to the Lords of the Land festival where
2019, I went.
okay, I think maybe it was the year before, I cannot remember, that it was there was the Heavy Scotland happened at the exact same date.
Oh, Heavy Scotland. Yeah, I've heard about that.
Uh,
Yeah.
so you had like Lords of the Land, I can't remember the lineup to that. And then you had Heavy Scotland, which had like Arch Enemy, Behemoth, Warbringer, uh, Evil Invaders, and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But of course, both of those festivals happened on the exact same date, so you had to pick or choose one.
It's mental. I'll be like this. Is it possible to do both?
I think a few people did do both. Like went to one.
Some bands and then they went off there and some the other bands.
Yeah,
Oh, it works.
yeah. I don't. That one hasn't happened again. The Heavy Scotland. That was only just the 1 year.
Kinky Hands.
No.
And I was going to mention another Scottish band, one of my favourites, Scottish.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know
They just, they
Daryl
just
and
rescheduled a show today. I think.
yeah,
I saw
I know
um, on Facebook. Yeah.
I know Daryl and Owen, all those guys.
Yeah. I don't know the guys, but I know the band. Yeah.
They're great guys to hang
Yeah.
out with. They've always come to Bristol. Every time they came to Bristol and they saw us, they're always happy and cheerful. See, like when I see Daryl, he's always happy and cheerful to see me. I'm always happy to see him and Daryl, all the guys. Because last time I saw him was FilmFest because they did the pre-show at Nambucca,
Oh yeah.
which a mate of mine named Sam, who's also a guest on here, saw two mold at.
Yeah.
And they played Bristol, and I missed it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I see two molds soon. And saw them there. Then I saw them again at FilmFest. Yeah, it's always good to see those guys because every time they play Bristol, they always got so many people that they knew to come watch them.
Yeah. That's cool.
It was just like Scottish was on. Ah!
Yeah. That's cool, man. Like,
Their new album was one that I really liked as well.
yeah. I haven't heard that one yet, but
It's so good.
I can imagine their old stuff's sick. So
Technical, brutal technical death metal. Very
yeah,
not overly slammy, but it's got those little
yeah,
slam
like
in there.
kind of like slam influence, like not influence.
They got slam elements. It's not overly slam like you get with a lot of bands where it's just breakdown after breakdown after breakdown, which I don't mind from time to time. But if I'm going to keep hearing it over and over again, I'm like, fucking hell, change it up a bit. Like, come on, change it. But if it's like, oh, I'm in the mood for this, everybody do your hammers. And punch each other in the face. No, don't punch each other in the face.
Yeah. On that one as well, like another a cool Scottish band, Iniquitous Savagery.
I think I know that one.
Like kind of brutal death metal from Scotland again. They just recently signed to I think Willow Tip Records, and they just put out a new single. They're cool. You might enjoy them.
I think I've checked them out before, but couldn't remember when.
Yeah, really cool stuff.
Check it out.
Yeah. What other like local Bristol bands are there that you would?
That I would recommend to you.
Yeah.
And to everyone else. Well, to James more. Separation.
Oh yeah. No, no. I know
Separation.
Separation. Yeah.
Good old Death Thrash.
Yeah.
And I'm actually in one of their videos to rid their will.
Okay.
But it's only the back of me, and I'm stage diving, so you only got the back of my head and that and my ass. What's the other one? Body Harvest.
Body. Okay, I know the name. I don't think I've
They
checked them.
have two albums out so far: Futile Creation and the 2019 release, which is just a killer album, and it's my favorite from theirs.
Okay,
Parasitic Slavery,
okay,
and they got two videos from that, or three videos. One of them's at Bristol Death Fest that happened in 2017. It's them on stage playing one of their songs. I don't remember which song it is now, but yeah, that's one. That's another one. Hang on, Valintas, the more
what was that? Fallen.
Valintas,
Okay,
Valintas, the sort of thrashy. The bases that I mean, two of the members have left recently, but one of them did like sort of some death metal vocals.
okay,
Um, Mark, who as Barden, Barton, that's the bassist who was in the band. He did all the death metal vocals and the bass. Mark played guitar and vocals, but he would do his stance like James Hetfield
okay.
because he's a big Metallica fan,
Yeah.
and he's got a denim vest, and the only patch that's on it is Metallica's Master of Puppets. That's the
I mean,
only patch he has on that jacket.
if you're gonna choose one album, I mean,
He's like, fuck it, he's gone with that one. Another Bristol band would be Death Holocaustum.
okay. No, I'm not familiar with that.
They released their album last year, Scorn, it's Scorched Promised Land.
Okay,
The album up then. Fucking hell, I should know this. Who's another band? Yeah, they're more on the old school sort of side.
all right, cool.
Originally formed by John, who's from Italy.
Okay,
Italy, I want to say Italy. I might go on that one now. He formed the band way before moving to Bristol, so it was his baby, and then it also became the other members' babies.
yeah,
And now it's now they're since they, when now the band's properly formed in Bristol. So there you go.
yeah,
But
yeah. I'll get you to. I'll get you to send me some of these links and shit
I will just find all
afterwards.
these bands.
Yeah,
I'll just type the band, find a link to each song, and
yeah, man.
link it next to the band that I just typed.
Yeah. How do you like discover new music and shit? Like in general.
Yeah, I've discovered so many different bands, not just from the local scene, but from all over.
How do you like hear of new music or listen to new music and things? Like usually when I listen to usually my way of finding like new music is like when I'm like packing orders or something, I just stick on like a Spotify playlist of like new metal.
Yeah, that's how.
Raps.
That's what I usually do. I just go on Spotify and find new bands out. Or if someone's just talked about them on, like someone's just reviewed an album or talked about them on a YouTube channel, I'm
Yeah, yeah,
like that. Yeah, that's what you meant. That's how I find out about a lot of them.
yeah,
Like, go on Spotify, check them out. I'll check them out on YouTube, and if I like them, I just like instantly like go and like their page.
yeah,
I didn't like it. Didn't like him at first. Like maybe a few more songs and see what happens.
yeah,
Okay, I like if it sounds again with that murky death metal sound from Underground, it's got that sort of edge to it, and I like it. It's like yeah, there we go.
yeah,
Or if it sounds like a bit like strapping young lad esque or something, I'll definitely like it.
yeah, yeah. That goes back to like what we're saying about like it's so easy and stuff to get new music and shit now. Whereas like before you were speaking about like you had to go in the music channels, Kerrang or something,
Channels like
and then
just
now
get
you just now you just like
Spotify.
whatever. Yeah, it's like yeah, it's so
You had a band. Where are you going to post your music?
yeah,
On MySpace.
yeah, yeah. That's it as well. It's just
My
made it.
old band is on MySpace.
Yeah,
And it's not even. I mean, we were just a mix of like metal and like kind of metal punk ish.
yeah,
But the scene was more into like bands like not My Bloody Valentine. That's a goth band. Um, Bullet for My Valentine,
yeah,
Green Day, and stuff like that.
yeah,
Which I was still. I mean, for Green Day wise, it would just be the older shit.
yeah,
But I was already getting to more extreme bands at that time. I was in that band.
yeah,
Those bands were just sounding more and more shit to me. I
yeah. I
know
think
that's a bad thing to say, but my taste just changed so much when I got into death metal.
Yeah,
black metal and more extreme thrash metal bands and stuff like that.
yeah,
I was like, what? Wow, this is amazing. So why am I listening to this crap?
yeah. That was, I think that was when I was like I don't know what, 14 or something, when me and my friends were like trying to start like bands and stuff. And yeah, that was when we're all like discovering new music and things. So like it makes it difficult for everyone to agree on something. Like
Yeah.
someone's someone's into this and they're like, oh, I want to play like rock stuff, like oh, I want to play like ACDC type stuff. And at first you're like, yeah, cool. Then you discover
And then you discover all these bands, and then
death metal and you're like, okay, we should do this, and like you're all mixed up and things like that. And
yeah,
the other guys are like, I don't like death metal and stuff, and you're like, and then yeah, that's why yeah, as a solo project, it's easier for me just to
yeah, that's what I'm doing with Viscera at the moment. Is
yeah,
a death metal band I'm sorting out. It's just
yeah,
going to be me at the moment, but I got mates who are into that same
yeah,
sort of death metal, the more OSDM style.
yeah, yeah,
But they're busy with their other bands, so I just leave them to it.
yeah,
If they've got time to do it, it's like right, here's a song. I tabbed it out. Here's the tabs. Learn it. Record what we call it. Send it over, and they
yeah.
mix it, master it. Blah blah blah. I'm not good at mixing mastering. I'm sometimes am because I'm trying to do that with my microphone. Like should be this level. Output, a little bit input. Done.
Well,
But
with
like,
my mixing and all that, I'm just like trial and error.
that's
Like,
yeah. Basically, it's trial and error because
yeah,
we're not trained
yeah,
producers or
yeah, and
engineers or anything like that.
exactly. I mean, yeah,
But
I
you
mean,
learn from your mistakes. You hear it from like I don't know if you've done it on a demo or anything with
yeah,
Hellripper.
I guess
You've
it's
heard something and it didn't come out right.
yeah, I guess it's like it's similar to like music theory. If you know music theory and stuff, if you know the knowledge of like mixing and
Nope,
all that kind of stuff,
no, that's
it
not.
helps. It really
That's not me.
it helps, but you don't. For me, I don't know music theory. I don't. I'm not trained in mixing and mastering,
Yeah,
so
that's not me at all. I
yeah,
don't know music theory.
yeah, it would help a lot. I think it would help me a lot, but I get by just doing like trial and error. Like
Yeah,
if
I'm
it sounds
shockingly
good,
shite
it
at it.
sounds good.
But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, now Bristol band I was going to mention embodiment.
Okay, yeah,
That's the more on the technical death metal side, more technical brutal death metal type.
cool.
Um, released a new album last year. Playing Genesis,
Okay,
absolutely killer album because my band Herbicidal, which I mentioned, only released one album so far, and I'd mentioned it earlier, and
yeah,
nothing was achieved. So we're a Bristol band you should know about if you're into that sort of thing. Avantel is folk metal. We got an EP coming out. We got demo stuff, but once we actually got something definite, I'll send that over
yeah, yeah, man, yeah,
because
for
I
sure.
do a lot of guttural stuff in the band. My mate Alex, who's the vocalist, does a mix of cleans and gutturals.
Yeah,
Not gutturals, growls, I should say.
okay, yeah, yeah. Cool.
Growls and shut up, Facebook. um, yeah, so that's some of the Bristol bands. I might have skipped a few actually. Oh, Onslaught being the biggest one,
Oh yeah, yeah, of course, yeah,
the
yeah.
biggest band from Bristol. Disorder being one of the biggest punk bands from Bristol, and you can count Chaos UK. They're from Port Vale, but you can still count them as a Bristol band.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm awful. Like off the top of my head, people like ask me a question like, "Oh, what name like these bands?" and I'll completely miss out like my favorite band of all time or something.
That's
Or
why I'm being extra careful.
yeah. I mean, I always do it. Like they're like oh what like bands influenced you? Like yeah, before I almost missed out like Metallica and Megadeth and stuff like that. Yeah, and I'll be like, oh, what's your favorite albums of like last year or whatever?
That's what I got. Remember, if I ever get interviewed by somebody, what bands have influenced you for this band? I'll say a band, it's like, oh, fuck, I know there's a band I forgot to mention.
Yeah, I completely draw a blank. They'll be like, "Yeah, what's your favorite album of like last year?" And I'll be like, "Oh, I literally cannot think of a single album, even though there was like 500 albums that I enjoyed from last
That's
year."
what, yeah,
Off the top of my head, I'm awful.
oh wait, now Bristol bands, Divian.
Divian.
That's got two eyes in it,
Okay.
and they're more on the thrash side. And Void Titan,
Okay.
more on the Death Doom side. And I mentioned Phil Wadey earlier. That's one of the band. He's in both bands. He's in Divian as the bass player and guitarist and vocalist for Void Titan, and there's Rob, who's the yellow guitarist and vocalist.
Okay, yeah. Is that like a common thing in Bristol as well, where like everyone's in 50 different bands, like all the
Sort of.
yeah.
Mates are in various bands. I got one mate who's not actually from Bristol originally. He's from Sweden originally. His name's Johnny Peterson.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah, he's actually helping out with Massacre as well.
yeah.
He's got Ash Cloud Syndrome.
Um,
He was in. I think he's done Just Before Dawn. We might
yeah.
laugh. Not Raven that he did with Cam Lee.
Yeah.
Henry Kane is the other one he's done.
Yeah. Henry.
He formed most of those bands when he was in Sweden.
Yeah.
Most of them. What other bands? I think he's in a couple of bands here in the UK, but I think he's mainly stuck with the bands where he's from. And
Yeah.
he's in one old school death metal band from Sweden. I almost said Finland. Bloody hell, Sweden, and it's Woombath.
Woombath, that's where I know the name.
Vocalist for that band now, but there's only one original member in that band. It's one of the guitarists.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember his name. I met him, had a chat with him. Pretty chilled out. Pretty chilled out dude. I don't think he talks very much to people he doesn't know, but
yeah.
I'm kind of the same way. But I'm having a nice chat with you, and there we go.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, Woombath, very good.
Yeah, Woombath. That was where I knew the name from, but I couldn't.
Twice. No, 3 times. First time was 2017 at the Black Heart in London. Then I saw him again at Scandinavia Death Fest. I know, before that, Eradication Fest in 2018. Then again at Scandinavia Death Fest.
Sick.
And seeing all the Swedish bands with a Swedish crowd is just a sight to behold all on its own.
Yeah.
It's just because obviously they love all their bands out. They love death metal.
Yeah.
Just about anything in Sweden. You can name a band like, love that band. Love that band. Love that band. Mention that band's like, shit. Meeting a lot of. And the Swedish are actually really friendly.
I don't really know many Swedish people, but the ones I've spoken to, they seem friendly.
The ones that I've met over the years have been really friendly to me. I've been really friendly to them, so they've shown me that same level of respect as well. It's all about a respect thing. Respect them and I respect you've done.
Yeah.
And meeting Antti Bowman from Demilik from Finland, because I met him because I spoke to him briefly in London when he played Boston Music Room, and then I saw him again at Scandinavia Death Fest. Chatted him again, had a picture, and then again at Finfest. I've got quite friendly with a couple of the Finnish bands. So,
which one? Which ones were that?
Demilik and Pertinence.
Okay, yeah.
The drummer mainly I was chatting to him. He's on the chatting a bit quiet when you're not.
Yeah.
I never know what the chat's about because I'm thinking I might say something and it piss him off. Because I kind of worry like I'm going to say something so stupid they're going to get offended. I'll say something like, "Fuck you on about." Because my mate Alex actually said this is fucking awesome in Finnish, and he thought me and him were from Finland. The drummer from Portland thought we were from Finland. Because he said because my mate said that's fucking awesome in Finnish. Because they played Scandinavia Death Fest, and that was my first time was Obscene Extreme in the Czech Republic.
Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, that's okay.
You get a lot of grind bands there.
Yeah.
Mainly grind. But you get death metal, thrash metal.
Yeah, there's everything there, but yeah.
Violator from Brazil played there in 2017.
Yeah, I saw those guys at Brutal Assault. That's ridiculous.
I was just like,
fast as fuck. Just ridiculous.
What else was there? Stormtroopers of Beer, or sometimes be Stormtroopers of Destruction or something. They were OSB and there's OSD.
Okay.
With Dan Loker on bass. Speak English or die. That that.
Yeah.
Nuclear Assault played that year. I went to a festival in Slovakia called Flesh Party.
Flesh Party.
Yeah, Flesh Party.
Don't think I've heard of that one.
It's a small festival in Slovakia, just in like a little bit on the outskirts of Bratislava.
Okay.
My mate's band Necrosis, which is a Bristol band, I'm not going anymore, played, and they just did this whole tour video. You can see me and all of us pretty much at one point. Me doing a stupid dance wearing sunglasses and whatnot. And they kept playing the song from Madagascar where he goes, "I like to move it, all the
Oh, yeah.
time." And then there's one called "I like to grindcore."
I feel like I've heard of that or something.
Yeah, it's like, "I like to grindcore."
Yeah,
It's
I feel like I've heard that for some reason.
so
Uh,
stupid. And all the bands they get there have these most obscene names. Like there's one called Edema Shower,
oh yeah, yeah,
like Austrian gore grind.
yeah,
Pretty good. What they dress up like in like sort of gimpy outfits, but
yeah.
latex. Um, one called Pothead, which one wears like those white masks, those white plain masks you can paint up and shit.
Okay, yeah.
And one of the songs, one was just doing like the sort of like, like that, and he goes, "Smoke some weed." It's like what? What are you on about?
Yeah, that's again. That sounds about right.
That's about like, you go to these festivals, like if you go to the, and this I mean, because they have a lot of this really obscene shit over in the Czech Republic, especially for like gore grind and that. In Czech Republic and Slovakia, if you want that sort of thing, go there because they got a
Yeah,
lot
like
of great bands from.
screaming.
Like, I checked out a band from my mate Simon called Teddy Bear Autopsy, and they got one album out called Bear Revenge, and one of their songs is called Pokemon. It's so stupid, but it's so good. I say stupid because it's just the most stupid title you could think of,
Yeah.
but it's brutal death. It's gore grind, so it's fine. Like Pokemon. It's like what?
Are you going to any other festivals this year aside from like Bloodstock or
Then
well,
well,
if they
I'm gonna download for the day because Gojira is playing,
Hmm.
and Dying Fetus and Obituary are playing as well.
Good.
Mageddon, which is a smaller one,
Oh yeah, I know that one. Yeah.
run by a mate of ours, mine and Simon's called Jim Bierman. That is his last name. I'm not kidding. Throws a bit dry now. UK Death Fest, if that goes ahead.
Yeah.
I was meant to do the Swedish Invasion, which is the sequel to Filmfest.
Yeah. I saw that one.
I was going to see Unleashed for the first time because I've not seen them yet.
Yeah.
But Dismember was on the bill. I think Grave was on the bill. And Tomb AD's on the bill. Basically, half of the bands I saw at Scandinavia Death Fest will be there.
Yeah.
Who else? Well, not who else, where else? Festival wise, I can't think.
Yeah.
I can't think at the moment.
Yeah, I think this year's just.
No, wait. HRH Vikings in
Oh,
Sheffield.
yeah.
Because I went there because that was at the time in 2019, at the time of the festival you played.
Oh yeah.
So I thought, do I want to see Hellripper? Or do I... Fuck it, I'm not going to travel up to Newcastle. I can't bother now.
Yeah, there was a couple of guys I knew. They had bought their tickets to the Vikings festival before we announced our thingy. Before we announced that we were playing. Yeah, I mean that's always the case. Like anytime something good happens, there's something on the same day. That's always the case.
Yeah, that was like, and
like,
yeah, it's just rubbish. Well, because I got my Vikings ticket, and then Blasphemy was playing London the same weekend, and I was like, "Oh, I'm going to go see Blasphemy," but then I saw it was clashing. I was like, "Ah, fuck!"
Yeah,
I want to see Blasphemy.
Yeah,
I want to see some war. I want to see some black war metal.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's just
I just call black metal because they are black metal. Because everyone says, "Oh, they're war metal, oh Viking metal, pirate metal, fucking Amish metal." I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really get too hung up on like the style, like
Amish metal might be alright.
amateur metal. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's a good way to kind of
Amish themed band.
yeah. Genres and stuff are like a good way to kind of like I guess
I
categorize
can
things
see
for
why, I can see
interest's
why
sake.
yeah, I can see why they're called that because for ones they call Viking metal, usually sing about Vikings or dress up like Vikings.
Yeah.
Pirate metal bands because they sing about pirates drinking gold and rum and they dress up like pirates.
Yeah.
Um, that's the only way I can really describe it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's just it's something that yeah, I don't really think about. Like for example with Hellripper, like black speed, black thrash, metal punk.
I just call Hellripper Black Thrash.
Yeah, I mean, any can apply, I guess. I don't really.
Well, someone said Black Thrash Speed, but I thought, well, it's kind of obvious of how fast he's playing the music.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it just, yeah, I mean, whatever people want to call it, I'm fine with, really.
I just call it Black Thrash.
Yeah,
But I did say it's got that speed metal element anyway.
yeah,
But the band's fast, it's speedy, so there you go.
yeah.
There's no slow parts in the songs. I can tell it's all just like
Basically, yeah,
take a breath.
yeah, yeah. It's difficult for me to write like slow stuff.
Yeah, I'm kind of writing stuff that's fast and slow, and then I'm trying to write more bouncier stuff for Avantel because we're folk metal and some of
Yeah,
it's gonna be a bit bouncy. So
yeah,
kind of, like I got to try and train myself to write different styles.
yeah, yeah. It's a
Difficult to
good.
do that.
Yeah, no, carry on.
It's difficult to do that, as I was saying.
Yeah, yeah. It's yeah for me like my I don't know my like style, my signature style is like playing fast and stuff. So yeah, it's I want to be able to write like a good mid-tempo or slow song or whatever. It's like a fun challenge, I guess, like uh kind of out of my comfort zone or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, but yeah, it'd be yeah, it's cool to do that. I mean, yeah, just kind of practice your songwriting in a different like in a different manner. But yeah,
Definitely, it's hard. It's hard to do that because because you've already stuck with the style you're going to do. So you just write songs that are
yeah,
faster than anything.
it's what appeals to me
So
the
you've
most.
just stuck to it. If someone said, "Oh, can you write a slower song?" You end up playing it fast again.
Yeah, no, yeah. Anytime I'm like writing something, I'm like, I what if this bit was actually like 50 beats per minute faster than I've written
Yeah, exactly. And
it.
it sort of reminded me of an episode from Metalocalypse where they go to I think it's like New Orleans or something because they're trying to learn how to play guitar like a bit more traditionally because they're like diddle, 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 diddle.
Oh yeah, with the acoustic, the grandpa's guitar.
Yeah, because there's that guy just teaching him how to do this like and there's them going like
Yeah,
it's
and
like
they tie bricks to their hands or something like that
to make him
to make them
play
slower.
that one that's just to play that one note, like that one riff, but they end up just doing what they normally do, which is fast aggressive metal. You know, do you like coffee from the hills of Columbia?
Yeah, man, that show was great.
I love Metalocalypse. I love Deathlock as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The music
I
was.
love the birthday song. It's like 20 years ago today, something grew inside of your mother. That thing was you.
And it goes into a cool riff. Yeah, that's a great riff actually. Yeah, man. Yeah, I recently rewatched. Well, not recently. Maybe this time last year. I think I rewatched first couple of seasons of Metalocalypse.
So good.
First,
If it's like, oh, we're all metalheads, but if you're a metalhead and you've not watched Metalocalypse, what the fuck are you doing?
yeah, it's good. It's enjoyable. Like in
Gotta watch it. It's so good.
the episode's only 10 minutes, so it's like kind of
Yeah, they're only 10 minutes long, but it's fine. I don't think you need it any longer than that.
yeah, they're just yeah, they're enjoyable.
Four guys who play death metal, and they have this big, like, fucking castle they live in or something. And
Yeah,
they pour hot coffee on people and throw them in the pits of hell.
yeah,
And funny enough, we talked about Cannibal Corpse. Corpse Grinder voiced their character on it.
Yeah, the hitman guy,
The
the
Hitman
assassin
guy,
guy,
yeah.
or something.
Just remembering that now.
And I think he also done like one of the Burger King employees or something.
Oh yeah, there's one.
So,
Hey, I need Nathan explosion. Like,
yeah, I think yeah,
yeah, I don't know. It's like, I just work in. Yeah, that's pretty brutal.
yeah. The guys that they got
Like,
to do voices for characters on that are crazy.
oh yeah, there's the drummer. What's his name? Pickles.
Pickles, yeah,
I like the one where they're playing um his brother's wedding. His brother says something to him, and he ends up kicking his brother's ass at his own wedding.
I can't quite
I
remember.
can't remember the episode name, and it's something
It,
like
it rings a bell, but yeah.
because his brother asked him if his band wanted to play his wedding
Oh yeah, yeah.
because his brother was getting married.
Yeah. I feel like yeah. And then of course you've got
I think I can just trying to remember the episode. I just got because I only watched Metalocalypse because either it was posted online somewhere or it was on TV at one point.
yeah,
Constantly being played on TV, so I just watched it that way.
yeah,
But now I just want to get the box set and just watch it over and over and over and over and over again.
yeah,
I
yeah.
was
I
like,
mean,
watch any new films lately? Nah, I just Metal.
yeah, yeah. The guys that they got to do the voices in that feel like they had like King Diamond and stuff, and
Diamond.
um,
It's a metal. It's an animated show about metal.
yeah,
Get metal bands. Get metal musicians.
yeah. It's cool the amount of guys that they got. They got like James Hetfield and Kirk Hammett and stuff like that.
Just yeah, and there's that one character that everyone should know. Even if you haven't seen it, you should know who it is.
Dr. Roxo.
Dr. Roxo, rock and roll clown. Yeah!
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Just paying some homage to that psychotic clown.
he is awful.
Awful, but he's like, I did cocaine. Don't tell people that.
Yeah, that is. Yeah,
It's like, I made you a balloon. Just like, oh damn.
yeah. It was a
But,
shame they never got to they never got to finish the series as they intended it.
Highly recommend it. Ooh, only reason why I was quoting the characters and acting like the characters is because I'm highly recommending it to people. And if any of the guys who were working on it or voiced it are watching this, please make more. Please make more.
Yeah.
Because we miss it. It's a lot of
Yeah.
fun. You don't take yourself too seriously.
Yeah, I think they had like problems with the
guys give
TV
us-
network.
Yeah, sorry.
No, I think they had like problems with like the TV network. We didn't let them make it or something like that.
Probably why.
And like they owned the rights to the show or something, and they
That's why.
something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know the specifics, but it was yeah,
I don't know, but people can see it online and they quote all the bloody time. So either to themselves or they do it on the videos, like and just quote something from Metalocalypse. But yeah, definitely need to have more because it doesn't take itself too seriously. And when it cuts out the swear words, it's the guitar just going
yeah, a pinch harmonic kind of thing.
harmonic. It's like, oh, you son of a oh man. And I had to ask bands this for people who want to buy your stuff, want to check out Hellripper. Where would they buy your albums, CDs? CDs, vinyl, T-shirts.
Yeah,
Where would people go to buy that?
you can go on hellripper.bandcamp.com. Yeah, you can. All the merch is available there.
Down below.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, all the merch is available there. You can listen to all the music, all the vinyl CDs and all that kind of shit is there.
Yep.
Yeah, and for like people abroad, like people in the US and stuff, there's Peaceville have their store. Of course, there's Amazon.
Yeah. I was gonna say Hellripper is on Peaceville.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask that. How does that feel before you go on about the merch and that?
Yeah.
How that come about and how awesome is that?
Yeah, it is awesome. And it just came about. Paul, the head of the label, emailed me asking what I was doing, and that was basically it.
Just asked like, "Oh, do you want to be on Peaceville?"
Yeah, he was just like, "Hi, I run a label. I run Peaceville. What are
Oh,
your plans? Like, what are your plans for like the rest of this year, or whatever?" And it just escalated from there. I want to release an album, and
yeah, because well, you're part of a big label. They're gonna be like, "Are you planning on doing a new album anytime soon?" Like, just act, like I don't know if he keeps like bombarding you with emails to get a new album out. I don't know if
no,
he's
not at all. No, not at all. It's
quite relaxed. Then that's good.
yeah, it's easy to work with them. It's kind of yeah, like there's no they don't want to change the sound and stuff like that, and they don't
There's a
really.
lot of bands like Autopsy still on the label.
Yeah, Autopsy, Dark Throne, Bloodbath.
Bloodbath. Yeah.
Uh,
Paradise Lost used to be. I think they moved.
yeah, they moved a while ago, I think. My Dying Bride up until the last album, I
My
think.
Dying Bride moved from
Yeah,
Peaceville.
yeah, but yeah, it's
Dark Throne's on Peaceville.
yeah, it's cool to be a part of it. I mean, yeah, we
Yeah,
like
you're actually
yeah,
on the label of one of your favourite bands that's also an influence at Dark
yeah,
Throne.
definitely. Yeah, a couple of my favorite bands, yeah, like
Yeah,
Dark Throne, Autopsy, Bloodbath. Uh,
yeah, on the same label as those guys. That's amazing.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
what I want to try and do for my death metal band is just get my music out there. I mean, like release my demo on my own first.
yeah,
Use an EP if someone says, "Oh, do you want to join our label?"
yeah. Just get things out on Bandcamp, and then
I mean,
so
Peaceville is like one of those labels I'd like to see Viscera on, if not somewhere similar.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it just came from like putting stuff out on Bandcamp myself,
That's what I'm doing.
and
Personally.
then yeah, it kind of grows naturally from there, and yeah, and then
So basically, people do that. Post your music on Bandcamp, and hopefully you'll get noticed.
yeah, and then yeah, and promote on social media and all that kind of stuff.
Social
Yeah.
media, come out on social media, and that. Oh wait, now Bristol Banner got to mention Blaspheme.
Blaspheme.
Yeah,
Okay,
black and death metal. Been asked by the drummer to promote the band at any opportunity that I can, so I'm going to promote the band here.
excellent.
Him as well for music
Yeah,
listening. They released an album last year. Fantastic.
yeah, man. Like I say, send me all the links to all this
I'll send
kind of
all the links to the bands, local bands, and other bands that
yeah, man. Yeah,
are not
anything you
local
can
to
think
me,
of.
but are definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, man. Anything that yeah you think is worth checking out, just fire them on to me, and yeah, I'm always on the lookout for new music and shit.
I'll just do that, definitely. And yeah, back to the merch. So you
Yeah,
got
Bandcamp.
CDs, Bandcamp, you got CDs, vinyl,
Yeah,
t-shirts,
t-shirts,
leggings, leggings for
leggings.
all you metal chicks out there.
Yeah, leggings. Yeah, and if there's stuff available on like Amazon and stuff through Peaceville, um, which of course if you've got like Prime delivery and stuff and you want to save money on shipping,
Yeah, I got Prime.
yeah, you can get on Amazon. Same with the people in the US and in Europe, it's available on Amazon.
Yeah,
You can buy it through various other labels like Nuclear Blast, Napalm Records, Hell's Headbangers.
just
Uh,
just about anywhere.
yeah, just yeah, anywhere that kind of stocks Peaceville releases.
Well, I'm gonna, like I said, yeah. So, like I said, I'm gonna link the Bandcamp down below.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much.
Um, would I mean, I mean, if you got a profile on Peaceville, put that down there as well.
Okay, that's there as
If
well.
it's all right with him, if not, then I won't do it.
Yeah. It's on the Peaceville website.
Or
Not sure of the link, but you can find
find
it
an
on
about
Peaceville.
page about Hellripper on there because there's probably one there about
Yeah,
all the bands about this band.
yeah.
I don't know. I've only looked on there like not very much. Like, but I got a bunch of Peaceville releases. This
Yeah.
one isn't obviously
Yeah, that's an independent one.
independent release, which is always good. Get them out, and then all of a sudden, if you're on a label, we can release it for you,
Yeah,
which is great because it's less work for you.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I still, yeah. It's things haven't changed too much other than the fact that there's like a wider distribution and a bit more promotion and stuff. I still do all the same things I've done before. I still like deal with my own merch. I still deal with a lot of my own promotion and stuff like that. It's just
Well, I
like
get that,
yeah,
but
so it's just
Peaceville
like
makes it a bit easier.
yeah, it's just like kind of an added like help, like if you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah, they're hoping you get your album out
yeah, you've still got to do your own part, of course.
like more over a season. You're just doing your part by on Facebook or
Yeah, yeah, you've got
Instagram
to do.
or
Yeah,
Twitter if you have a Twitter. Who uses Twitter this much
yeah,
these days?
yeah. You've got to, yeah, you've got to do your part as well, like it to maximize the
Yeah, I've been doing that for
whatever.
Sidle, just linking the album out either via Spotify on the Bandcamp, so you can buy it on Bandcamp. There's any digital release so far.
Yeah,
Hopefully, get some CDs out. If not, just gonna have to do with a digital release. Sorry,
yeah,
because I don't know how much it is to actually make CDs for
yeah.
albums. But
I mean, the more that you get is like the cheaper per CD. Yeah,
just need to figure out how many CDs I actually want to release first, and if there's any more high demand for them, I'll get
yeah,
more made.
yeah. Of course, yeah,
It's like you want them, they're at my house. At my
yeah.
house in a box, you know. And overall with Hellripper, how's it been with the band? Like, just overall, like, where do you see the band going from here?
uh, I hope. I mean, like I say, I hope that the band just continues growing at like a steady pace,
Yeah,
as it has done like over the past couple of years. I mean, hopefully I'll have a new album out either late this year or early next year, and my next aims are to tour the US and tour Europe in support of the album. Uh,
definitely would.
so hopefully 2022 will be a big year um, with things happening. But yeah, like I say, the plans are kind of just at a standstill right now
Yeah, because of
with
COVID
everything.
and
Yeah,
all the restrictions, because everywhere's different. Either and you're in tier 3 or you're in tier 4. Tier 4 being like total fucking lockdown.
yeah, exactly. So it's yeah, I'm just taking it as it comes. I'm just kind
Yeah,
of
that's it. If
using
you're
the
tier
time to
4,
write the new album,
yeah,
and
just
yeah,
just carry on with the writing the new album and also working, of course,
yeah,
from
yeah.
home.
Basically, just doing basically just doing what I would usually do, and yeah, hopefully things go well.
Yeah, that'd be good. And I can definitely see a US tour for Hellripper
Hope so.
maybe next year.
I hope so.
Hope so. Because if that's the case, like, I don't care how much it is. I'm going. I will see Hellripper, not
Yeah,
Whipper.
yeah. Hopefully, maybe this year we'll play a show or two in the UK.
Yeah, I'd like to see you in Bristol at some point.
Yeah, just depends. Yeah,
And you need a place to crash, I'll put you up.
yeah, man. Thank you very much. Yeah, it just depends on
Yeah,
like I
you're
keep.
welcome. Yeah, you're welcome for that. I don't want you trying to book a bloody hotel and saying, "Oh, you can't stay here now." Fuck. Well, to stay at mine anyway, so sod off. drunk, drunk Scots in my house. That's always welcome.
We'll bring the buck fast.
Bring the buck fast. And
Get the Jaeger.
is it if like any takeaways? Oh bollocks! We're gonna kill them. Just be all just scattered around the house like this. It's like, where's James out in the garden by the shed? Fuck. What are you doing by my shed? Like, it's comfy. Comfy. This is a dirt nap. I don't know why I said that. Shut up. All this extreme stuff. He's thinking about death and destruction. But well, James, thank you very much for coming on Jake's Metal Chat.
Thank you very much for having me, man.
You're more than
Okay.
welcome to come back. We can do another chat, either just you again or with the other guys from the band, and get
Yeah,
their
man.
perspectives from
Yeah.
Hellripper. Even they
Yeah.
are just live members, but still they're part of the band. I
Yeah.
said that with Mike from The Drowning. He used to be in My Silent Wake,
Hmm.
saying even if you're a session member, you're a live member, you're still technically a member of that band, even though you only do certain things with them.
Yeah, they're the regular live guys, so it's like, yeah.
That's it. That's all it is. And be sure, everyone who's watching this video, to go down in the link below for the bank for Hellripper's Bandcamp and any other thing that I can find. Maybe just Bandcamp for merch. Find them on YouTube and listen to this album. If you've got the CD, then you don't need YouTube. But still, if you don't have the new album, go on YouTube or Spotify. Link Spotify there and all that malarkey. And he's been James from Hellripper. I've been Jake of Jake's Metal Chat. I'll keep you up to date on my music and any other stuff I got. I got another Jake's Metal Chat tomorrow, and I got more booked. Hopefully, more in February and March and whatnot, depending on everybody's availability. So, thank you, James. Take care of yourself. Hope to meet you in person one day. Can have a nice beer and maybe Buckfast.
Yeah, man, we will for sure.
We bloody will. Been a pleasure talking to you, and no, I don't want to end them. I don't want to end it yet. I need to stop recording. And oh god, been going to bed late too much. Don't do that, people. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Again, James, Jake, and yeah, just stay safe out there and keep the underground metal scene alive.